Let's do this.
It's time for Hangin' with Langin.
I like that she's got a big dirty mouth that gets her in trouble.
Wow.
Stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time.
Well, hello there. How are you? You're hanging with Langin. Maureen Langin here. You know, don't make me hate you. We're all about love. It's all we're about is love. Oh, some days are harder than others, though, isn't it? Anyway, I'm excited because my friend Laurie Kilmartin will be joining us in just one moment. You know, I'm just so impressed by her. She wrote for Conan for 10 years. She is just such a talented woman, and she gives a crap about other comics. I mean, she may not act like she does, but she really does. She has that droll kind of, I love her, just dry wit. No, she really does act like she cares. She really does. She's a good egg, and she has always been really supportive of other women in the business. Of course, men too, but just really goes out of her way, I think. So I have a clip. Her latest album is out. It's hysterical. It's called Corset. And here's a clip from her on Conan, just so you can get a little flavor of what's also on the album.
I am a single parent, and I don't date much. When I do date, I try to have sex on the first date. That's not even a joke. I just like to get the word out when there's a crowd and TV cameras. Spread this clip around, please. It's not because I'm promiscuous. It's because I'm efficient. I have to be. My babysitter costs $16.50 an hour. I can't afford to go on dates that don't end in penetration. It is fiscally irresponsible. One time I was on a 5-hour date, and at the end of the date, the guy tried to kiss me goodnight. And I was like, oh, no, you don't. You either take off your pants and join me in my garage, or you give me $82.50 in cash. He did both. Nice guy.
So there it is. That is Laurie Kilmartin on Conan. Now there she is. She walked away, so I didn't bring you on camera yet. Thanks for being with me.
ran away.
Yeah, what happened? I'm like, where is she? I got to bring her on. And she's not there. She left me. I just complimented you profusely.
I ran when you started playing my stand-up, which the audience frequently does as well. That's what's really hurt my career.
And no, you're such a liar. And you know, I did say this about you going on, like, you make me laugh because you're so strong, and I like how droll you are. It just kills me. And yet underneath that, I think is one of the most supportive people I have met in this business.
Not real, Mo. You're.
I'm like, really? Because I can see. All right, go ahead, respond.
I feel like I've gotten more supportive as I've gotten older, you know. And when I started, and maybe you were like this too. I think like a lot of us were the few women in our scene, and so you're sort of pitted against each other. And I didn't feel super supportive of other female comics because I felt like it was me or them. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, it's none of us. Why do I think I'm against this person? Neither of us is getting the work we deserve. And so then it sort of went away. Yeah.
Interesting because, well, it's apparently it went away because you won. I mean, you won. You got the 10-year career with Conan. But see, I don't know. I remember when you were back on Tough Crowd.
Yeah.
And you were pushing to get other women on that show, and you had recommended me and another. So that's my remembrance of you.
By that point, I had realized we're all screwed, all of us. And so, yeah. I mean, maybe the first couple of years I felt a little more competitive and thinking my only competition were other females, you know, and it took a while to realize that we're all on the lowest rung of this industry. And so it's good for one of us if another of us does well, you know, all that kind of stuff. Rising tide with all female boats. I don't know, something like that.
Something like that. But the thing is, so you have done very well as a comedian and as a comedian who happens to be female. I mean, you are one of the few women who had a late night writing gig with a male talk show host.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more common now. I wasn't the first for sure, but I mean, it was.
All right, you're one of the few, is what I should say.
Yeah.
I didn't say first. I'm one of the few. So. You still, how do you see the business now for women in general? Like you were saying, it's still like none of us win, but I see you as a winner.
I don't know, man. I tweeted about this last week, and then it turned into like a mini storm, but I was sending I get this comedy club. I get a lot of comedy club emails. I just sign up to see who's working places, It's like they send their calendars to you, right?
Right.
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 So I open up this one email, and a club that I'm still trying to get into.
Oh, yeah.
Back to back, they have one comic that's been accused of rape and the other one accused of statutory rape. And I was like, and I'm still not working there. I'm like, this is the business, and it's still really bad in a way.
See,
in lots of ways.
I know oh my God, Laurie Kilmartin, my guest, and her album, and we're going to talk more about that, is Corset, and she looks gorgeous on the cover of that. Let me just show that. Go ahead.
Interrupt you in that. Please. I didn't know when, we need to stop using the word podcast when the face is involved. This is treason, Mo. And I will give your name to the FBI.
Oh, look at please. Oh, you're so fun. But you've done my show before. You just must have forgotten that it's.
I did. Well, you kept sending the email kept being audio, and I was like, oh, good. It's just audio. It seemed like it was like, whatever, audio only. That's fine. I just and I'm getting hair and makeup at 10 a.m. this morning in 50 minutes, and I have to have a clean face and nothing in my hair and all that. So I have nothing on, and I can't salvage it. You're like, well, you want to throw anything on? No, I don't. I can't. I would love to. What I'd love to throw on is a filter, but StreamYard doesn't have them apparently. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, you are so fucking funny. The thing is, I will call it a video cast from now on. I will. I have another time, but it's a video cast from now on.
Sure.
And you look at, I'm a shell of a woman today. If you know how bad I felt on the inside, to drag myself, because it's you, I love you. I was like, if somebody else was going to be like, I can't do this today. Just some days are diamonds and some days are stones. That's what John Denver said. Well, tell people why you're getting your hair and makeup done. He's dead.
And how did things turn out for him?
He made a paper mache airplane. Who the hell goes around getting paper mache airplanes and flying off cliffs when you can afford your own jet pilot? I don't know.
Exactly.
So tell me, he should be leaving it
Here's
bad.
The thing. Maybe it's great that we're not wildly financially successful because we're still alive. We're not flying our own planes. We're not skiing. I don't ski. Only rich people with ski, and a lot of them crash into trees. Okay, so
I know it's a thing.
Okay now that I think about it,
I'm okay. I'm all right. But what are you doing? Why are you getting your hair and makeup done?
I'm doing James Corden tonight. I'm doing a set on the Late Late Show with
very
James
excited.
Yes.
James Corden tonight. What time is that show on?
It's on at 12:30.
It's on 12:30. James Corden. Watch Laurie Kilmartin tonight. That's going to be great, and such a great tie-in with your album coming out. Corset.
Oh, that's what I look like with hair and makeup, guys. Why can't you just leave that up, Mo? Why are you putting?
I'm going to.
Back on?
I am. I'm just going to leave that there. That's it. That's what I'm doing. You look gorgeous in that picture. Honestly, you do, and sexy as hell. And your corset. And I heard you on some Pardo's podcast, which was also video. And
as it was noted heavily in, I knew I had to leave the house. I'm like, all right, I'm being seen.
Oh, Laurie. So
I just like to give you shit. Come on now. It's fun.
I like it. No, I like having fun.
We're family.
We're family. No, I don't want to insult you. We're
not that
certain members. Certain family members you could be like that. I love. So this corset thing, I didn't think about this either. You have to be strung into that friggin' thing and tied in. You couldn't put a corset on yourself, can you?
No, and I didn't know that. I just bought 2 of them on Amazon because I didn't even know what size I was supposed to get. And
because it's not 18-12. It's not 18, so we don't know.
I got a picture of them. I took a picture and put it on Twitter, and Cristela Alonso, the great comedian Cristela Alonso, goes, hey, you want me to put you in that? She goes, I used to do that for a living. And I'm like, what? It's a job? You can't just pull it up? I didn't understand how difficult it was, and it took her 45 minutes to get it on me, but then it was perfect. She stayed for the whole shoot, and then she had to take it off me too. It was incredible act of generosity, and you can't even see it in the album cover because we decided to go with a face. But I do have other pictures I can use later on of me in a corset.
Of course, exactly. There's multiple uses for the future, of course, but Now, what do they superimpose the water around you? Where was this
Uh,
shoot being done?
I jumped into a pool. We were at a place
Seriously?
with a pool. So at the end
Oh,
of the photo shoot, and Kim Newmoney was the photographer. She's amazing. And she'll go for anything, you know. So I jumped in the pool and she started with the pool pictures. And then of course the last few pictures I went underwater and came up and yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, it was
I
fun.
love it. Gorgeous,
But
Laurie.
that was not
Kilmartin,
the
of course.
intention. It was supposed to be more of a waist up. I kind of wanted to invoke like those 70s country music stars, you know, with the
Oh,
big hair and all that kind of stuff. So,
this is a sexier look. I like.
all
There's
right.
something very. I don't know. I love it. I love the look there. I'm glad you did that. It's funny. I want to go back to ripping on the business for a bit.
Yes.
I remember when you recommended me for a Tough Crowd, and I
Yeah.
remember the booker at the time said to me that he believed I'm too sweet to be on the show. Too sweet. Look at this. Don't make me hate you. I've been told that a couple times. I'm too sweet or too sweet. What the F are you talking
Who
about?
are
I'm a
you?
nice
Who?
person tonight. Two people said that to me.
You're a vile backstabber, Mo. Everyone knows that about you. You would have thrived on Tough Crowd. Oh my God.
Well, you know, I
You would
have
have had
three
Patrice
brothers.
O'Neill crying.
Oh, yeah. He came after me once because I
Oh,
said
really?
something about. Yeah. I didn't know him, and I said something, and people are fierce. I got phone calls with people not identifying themselves, ripping on me.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
calling me words that were really bad. I said,
Comedy fans
"Listen."
can be the worst people on earth.
No, these were
okay?
other comics.
Oh, okay. Oh, like comics are definitely the worst person on. Yeah, definitely.
I'm
Yeah,
like, all right. Sorry. You know, we can. It's okay.
yeah, you're allowed
Nobody's.
to not like other comics. I think
Yeah.
now more than ever, we know there are some that aren't worth our time. Although I liked Patrice a lot, but I
Well, I
definitely
didn't know him.
rub people the wrong way.
Yeah, no, I didn't make a comment on him and his personality. There was just an incident. I didn't like how something was handled. That was all.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. And now they're going to come after me again. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. Really, I'm just sorry that people get upset. I'm not sorry that I have my point of view. Anyway, no, but God rest his soul. And I know people do love him, and people that I know and respect very much love him. So I didn't know the side that other people got to know, and I wish I had. Seriously, I do.
For sure.
And seriously, God rest his soul. I really sincerely mean that. So, but it was just so funny because Tough Crowd, it's like, I have brothers. I'm the oldest girl. I know how to tell you, shut up, sit down, get out of my face. You stop. Like, don't worry, I can handle that. But apparently I'm too sweet.
I don't know what to say. It's
So
infuriating, you know?
Mhm. I think
was,
too,
yeah.
one of the things though, when I was having such a lack of female talk show hosts, this is just how it is in the business. If you are a comedian and you get a show, you're going to surround yourself with people who are in generally like-minded, or whose wit you get or humor you get. So if it's always the guy, of course you work for Conan, you and Brian Kiley, and I can see how the three of you probably worked very well together, I would imagine, your sensibilities and your humor. But I can also see, like Letterman having a huge staff of male writers, and then sometimes getting in hot water because he went after like the underage Palin daughter instead of the adult, because the writers, they didn't know. I know who to make fun of. I know which one is the 16-year-old tart of somebody's family, and which one, not Palin's family. I didn't say that. Maybe other reality show families.
Sure.
So, somebody loves you. I love Laurie, they're saying.
Oh,
They didn't
no.
put their name with it. I love Laurie. Well, she's very sweet.
Wait, that's me.
Yeah, Laurie's sweet.
Facebook user that's my burner account. I'm trying to generate some interest.
Yes. Well, this will
See,
go
even
on all the time.
that profile picture is more attractive than I am right now, and it's just a cameo of a head.
It's an outline.
They
You
do.
look great. You have your hip glasses on. Your hair's sexy wet. You're getting ready for makeup. We are seeing the big star before she goes on Corden tonight at 12:30. You guys, she's giving us a glimpse into her world.
Oh yeah, you're in my office bedroom.
So fun. I have another clip from your stand-up that's also included on Corset, your album. I do editing. I do everything, Laurie.
Oh my God.
And I do it all my own, Laurie, because I'm so sweet. Okay.
My son's father is Mexican, and thank you. Yes. I was going to name my son Pablo, But then one of my white friends goes, wait a minute, your son already has a Hispanic last name. Maybe his first name should be something more common, if you know what I mean. Yeah, well, I think I know what she meant because I named my son Mohammed. Yes, it's the most common name in the world. Mohammed Martinez, that's my son. He's already been accepted into 9 universities and escorted off of 12 airplanes.
It's very good. How is Muhammad, by the way?
He's doing well. He has today off.
Oh, Veterans Day.
So pretty happy. Yeah, he's doing good. He's a freshman in high school now. And so my set tonight is mostly about parenting. So I'm hoping he won't see it.
Does he know how much you hate being a mother? Does he have any idea?
I think he could tell every day he spends with me.
Well, I remember when he was born, and little Mo, mini Mo. His name's not really Muhammad, you guys, in case some people will actually think that, but we don't say his name to respect his privacy.
Right. He wants
that's
to
still the case.
Disassociate from me as much as possible, which I encourage. So yeah, he doesn't have my last name. Whatever, he can. No one would guess if you saw us together. You would not guess he had sprung from my loins.
Wow, I would love to see him though. I haven't seen him since he was a little one. Oh, he was so little, so cute. All right. So what do you like about being a mother? Anything?
Well, let's see. He's great. So I like being around him. And when he comes home from school, I'm happy. And when he's in bed at night and everyone's snug and tight and alive, that's the best moment of the day. Like I came home from my set. Okay. Wasn't hit by some driver and he's
I keep doing the Irish thing. I keep blessing myself like my mother. Jesus,
it's always like, yay, we did another day. So
that's nice.
I love it. He's great. It's fun to watch someone grow up and sometimes it's like, how much am I supposed to interfere? You know, like how much of their personality is set? I think it's mostly all set, like, you know, and you just can't, you know, stay out of the way, but kind of guide them. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if he turns out to be a monster, then I guess I made a terrible mistakes.
You can't, the proof will be in the pudding. We'll just have, or maybe he has recessive genes that'll just shine. We don't know, Laurie. We'll have to see.
We'll blame the recessive genes. Yes. No, but he's great. I mean, he's really funny. And so it's I'm lucky he's my son.
That's cool. You know, one of my sisters, she has only one child, and she's a lot younger than I am. So have been watching. She's 15 years younger. There's 6 of us, so it's interesting to watch my little sister, who was born when I was in high school, having her little one, and she's not a helicopter mom. It's like, Maureen, I just want her to feel okay with who she is and figure out what she likes and support that. And she's. And my sister's so mellow and her daughter's so outgoing. It's just interesting to watch the juxtaposition. I like it. For
sure.
But, you know, 10 years on Conan, you were writing. And then when he shifted to, what is it? Didn't he have, a half-hour show after? Or did he cut the time or the days? What did he do?
8 years, maybe 7 or 8 years as an hour. And then maybe 8 or 9 years. I forget how long we did the half hour. It wasn't that long. Maybe like two years at the most.
And he kept you and Brian Kiley on.
At the end, yeah, because the mono got so much shorter. You know, they only had a couple segments now instead of 5 or 6 to program. So, you know, some time came out of the first act of the show. So, yeah, it ended up being just me and Kiley.
Who I adore too. I love that guy. He's so
the best.
friggin'.
He has an album coming out soon, and that guy is the greatest joke writer. It's so long overdue for Kiley to have an album, and he writes clean, perfect jokes. If you gotta, any comic or any comedy aficionado, you gotta find Kiley's album. It isn't out yet. I think it's coming out soon.
The Life of Kiley. I had him on my podcast a few weeks ago, you guys. So check out that podcast. He makes me laugh. He's so dry, so quick. I say I love that. It just kills me.
Yeah.
And I did read a book. He wrote a book. The
Rory. I have both of them. The Rory books. Yes.
Yeah, I read one Rory book, and it's angry. There's a lot of sex in it. I'm like, who are you, Brian Kiley? Who are you? I thought it was delicious.
Did Sandy write this? Come on, Kylie.
I loved it. I was like,
That was
wow,
great.
your alter ego. I love when people show other sides of themselves. I respect it. I got a kick out of that. So what is it like now? I mean, see, this is the thing with you. You were talking about like looking at club calendars and not being on a particular show and how that drives you crazy because
At a club, yeah.
there's alleged rapists or maybe are rapists that you see on the roster, and you not being a rapist, you're not on it. And
Right.
this is it. But you're so driven, and I want to talk to you about that. But just the aside is, I opened for Gladys Knight on Saturday night.
Oh my
And this is my
gosh.
third time opening for her. And her audience is the most magical, wonderful audience. She is like goosebump magic.
Yeah.
I love, like, you can feel her soul. I'm like, that's the
Oh my
Holy
God.
Spirit going on around here, the Holy Ghost that we were raised with.
Have you met her and interacted with her and all that?
Well, the first two times, this is so weird about me. Like, I'm so not a star fucker. And I was enamored, so I didn't stay backstage because I didn't want to come across like a weirdo.
Sure,
Whereas,
understandable.
but if it were anybody else, so I've interviewed a million celebrities in my life, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know, I just didn't want to be intrusive, and I didn't. So this time I go, hell, I'm saying hello to her. This is my third time because I'm Irish. I'm downstairs in the steerage dressing room, so I'm
Sure.
down there and she's up there. And I just waited backstage and I said, this is my third time being your opening act. And I said, I just can't even tell you more than anybody that I've ever opened for how you touch me. I could cry.
That's
It was
really
so
sweet.
emotional.
Yeah.
So we gabbed, but I tell you this because following that, there is a little room in friggin' Reno, and the guy doesn't think I'm strong enough to feature, to do the middle spot, to feature. Then I go on the website, and I don't know if you're allowed to call them the only woman, and I bet she's wonderful and I haven't seen her perform. She's a little person. That's the only woman on the entire roster. That she should be there, but other people too. That's the only one.
Just
There's
one.
not
It's weird when it's like, I also feel
for
like there's
months.
a bunch of club owners that are like, all right, one. And then they spin their little roulette wheel and they pick one, and that's the one they work, and that's the name they bring up when anyone says you don't book women. They bring up their one, and we've all been someone's one, so you're like grateful to have the work. But yeah, I mean, it's like still, we're coming on 2022, and this is still happening. It's weird, but there are just some bookers that are stuck. They started in the 80s or the 90s, by accident. Maybe they were the doorman at the club and then they got the booking job and they just stayed there, but they don't seem to be participating in what comedy is turning into. And so it's really strange. I look at some lineups and I'm like, don't you guys notice that it's all men? Does anyone say anything? Half your audience is half women, and you get more different people coming in too. Like, vary it up so you can vary up your audience, so you're not only reliant on one type of audience member. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know,
I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you. It just makes me insane. But that incident with the fella not thinking I'm strong enough to feature. So the guy who had recommended me goes, well, we'll reach out again down the line. I go, no, we're never reaching out to him ever again. No,
Right.
I'm not begging somebody who doesn't see the value in me to use me. No,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
no, I have no desire. I don't want you to. I said, you are not allowed to.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. He's dead to me. He made me hate him. By the way, you guys, you can get your Don't Make Me Hate You t-shirts and merchandise at maureenlangen.com for the holidays. It's really, that people are like, oh, I got to spend $25 on a grab bag. I don't know what to get. Yeah, you do. You get this. How funny is that? And then you get other stuff. You can go on the Redbubble. My store, it's on maureenlangen.com, and just click on it. You'll see all kinds of things. There's all kinds like puzzles and coasters. That's cute.
Oh my God, I want a puzzle. I do tell people, I wrote a book about my dad dying of cancer, and I pitch it as a great baby shower gift. Give it to the new mom in your life.
You've written a lot of stuff. 45 jokes about my dead father, dead dad.
Yeah, that's a It's a special edited, and CISO bought it, and then CISO went out of business. So I think it's very close to being on Amazon Prime.
I
And
hope so, because I didn't see you perform it, and I would love, 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 love to see
well,
that.
Maureen, if you've ever wanted to see a stand-up special with hospice footage, this is the one to see.
I saw clips of it because I wanted to go watch it, and that's when I realized CISO, rest in peace, you put on your website. Do a lot of research, to, Laurie, for this stuff. But yeah, it was you're rubbing your dad's head, and it's honest. It's real stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
life, and you're sharing your humanity. How are you doing post parents passing? How is that for alliteration?
Well, it's are you in that situation as well?
Oh no, my parents are with us. Yeah, dad's
Wow, that's
increasing
great.
health issues. Mom wouldn't
Yeah.
tell you anyway.
I
She's
mean,
Irish. She wouldn't tell
that
you if anything bothered her anyway.
right. The falling apart stuff is hard to watch, but now I don't know. It's I'm not anyone's daughter anymore.
Mm.
And it kind of sucks. I liked that. It turns out I liked being that. I like that role in a family. So that's a bummer.
You know,
I'm just a mother. I'm not a daughter anymore. So that, especially I think like on the holidays, it's, if your parents are alive, it's like, oh, they'll take care of Christmas. I just show up and eat
yeah.
and be the daughter. And now it's like, I gotta plan everything. I gotta drag out the decorations. I don't know. I don't like it. I like being I like being a child, not a grown up.
Well, I'm sorry that you lost them.
Oh, thanks. I mean, they died elderly. Can't ask, that's great.
Yeah.
I got to have them for a really long time. So it's no tragedy at all. Even when it's not a tragedy though, it does
It's sad. It's hard to see
very
our
sad.
parents aging. It's hard to know that, time passes and we're going to be on the front line of what's next. It's just a little daunting. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm at that age, post period, pre-death, where I start thinking about these things a lot. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, all right, Langan, snap out of it. But
Yeah.
it's like, oh, what do you want people to support you? Oh, the
I
guy
don't want
in
any. I don't
don't you
know.
want them to buy your, no, not
Sure.
emotionally. I mean,
Sure.
buy stuff,
I
not
want you to
emotionally.
support Black Lives Matter. But if you want to listen to comedy, you could buy my album.
Yes.
It's called Corset. You could stream it too. Just so you know, no comic gets any streaming money. It's a joke. So if you really
Really?
like the comic, buy their album. It's only $10. And when you consider what you're getting for $10, it's 50, 60 minutes of, so I don't know. Do what you
You
want.
went out there, it's 50 or 60 minutes of comedy is what you were saying.
Yeah, and in my case, it's like a decade's worth of honing jokes. So I would say it's worth $10.
It's so worth
But if you have
$10.
it,
I got it on the .com, $9.99. It's not even 10. It's $9.99 on
it's
the
even cheaper than
.com.
I thought.
It's corset, a lot of really good bits on it. You recorded it at the Punchline in San Francisco?
I did, yeah.
Ah. Well, Maureen Langan's going to be there November 23rd and 24th, San
Heck yeah.
Francisco Punchline. I'm also going to be at the Deerfield Ranch Winery in Sonoma November 20th. How much fun is that? But this is
Great.
the thing with you. We were talking about, I brought up the Booker. I won't keep you much longer. I know you got
Okay.
to jump. I brought up the Booker who, I'm not good enough to feature. And then, 4 days later, I'm opening for Gladys Knight. People have their taste. They have what they want.
Yeah.
But you are somebody, I always wondered, like, you were working full time at Conan. You have a young son. And then I always see you out hustling, picking up sets. And then I see that sometimes one time you posted, if I take off a week, do you think it's going to affect me? Like, are you still like that? Like you have to always be on the stage? Or are you able to?
Yeah. But because I get rusty really quick and I don't understand taking off like 2 months. I don't get it. I would fall apart, I do have somebody coming and I have to dry my hair. It has to be bone dry by the time they get there. So
all right, my darling
this
Clementine.
question deserves a longer answer, but and normally I'm not busy. Normally I have 8 hours to answer questions. I'm not a busy lady anymore, but at the moment I have someone coming in like 28 minutes.
All right. Well, tonight she's going to be on James Corden. This is Thursday, November 11th. And if you're hearing this after November 11th, doesn't matter when, just get her album on all the major platforms. Please buy it. It's called Corset. Laurie Kilmartin. Hey, you're a gem. Thank you for being with me today, darling.
Thank you, Maureen.
Kick ass tonight, sweetheart.
Thank you.
And that is Laurie Kilmartin, you guys. I'm excited for her tonight. Got to watch that, all right? And please get her album. People work hard. The comedians work hard. And go to patreon.com. That is where you can subscribe to all the video casts. It just starts at like $5 what is it? $5 a month. $5 a month, and you will get all the access to all the videos. $10, you'll get some extra backstage specials. $25, I'll send you a "Don't Make Me Hate You" T-shirt over my shoulder. And if you want to be a big patron or supporter, you can go from 50 to 100 to 1,000, and there's different treats at those levels. I'm still open New Year's Eve. I can't believe my gig got canceled because a COVID issue. So anyway, you're looking for a comic or host on New Year's Eve, reach out to me. Also, I do a lot of corporate hosting, special needs organizations, women's organizations, as well as moderating. I use that broadcasting background to interview New York Times panelists, authors, stuff like that. So reach out to me, MaureenLangan.com. Everything is there. And so many cool people I've interviewed, from comedians to academics to alcoholics, everyone in between. All right, so you know the routine. Until we meet again, bye, wig. Mwah.
No, you cannot leave me like that.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review, and feel free to share it with a friend.
Please don't go, please.
I'll be back.
Au revoir.